Hey, Isabella Gomez. I'm Shane A. Bassett. It is so lovely to meet you, and good morning from the other side of the world.
Good morning. So happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we'll focus on The Mannequin, a new movie that's just been released in Australia and in other parts of the world also. But firstly, tell me about how you got into acting. Was it something you fell into? I know early in your career there was some Disney and some Star Wars stuff and things happening. How did you get into what you do now?
Well, I started when I was super little. I was born and raised in Colombia,
Yeah.
and my mom's best friend at the time was involved in the industry there. And they were looking, I was 6 years old, and they were looking for a girl for a commercial, and they
Yeah.
couldn't find her. They couldn't find her. And I'm an only child. I was a very precocious child. And so he asked her if she could just bring me in and see like if it would work. And truly, the rest is history. Like, they put me in front of a camera, and I was like, oh, this is what I want to do forever. And so I started doing little things in Colombia. And then once we moved to the States, I started like properly training. I lived like 2 blocks away from an acting studio, and I took every
Oh,
single
wow.
class they offered, and it just kind of snowballed.
So you're a natural. You weren't forced into it. It was something that you went into, but then the passion grew, obviously.
Yeah, it's been very interesting, like to be kind of an child actor in the sense that I've been doing it for a long time, but I didn't really start working consistently till my later teens, and that's been very cool. Like I've gotten to do it both as like a passion and a hobby, and then also now as my career and what I do for my livelihood, and it's my favorite thing in the world.
Would you say you've not reached your peak, but you're in your highest part of your career at the moment, with shrinking and the mannequin?
Um, One day at a time for me, I think will maybe always be
Mm-hmm.
the peak, not only professionally, because I mean, working with Rita Moreno and Norman Lear and Justina Machado was insane, but spiritually, like it was the best show. I loved it so much. Those people are still my family. I text with them every day. I was just with Gloria
That's
the
so
other
good.
day. Yeah. So I think for me, one day at a time has always been like the peak. Like how will we ever top this? But definitely working on shrinking and the mannequin has been very artistically fulfilling, and I feel very, very honored that people have allowed me to be a part of these projects.
And comedy, I promise I'm getting to the mannequin, but comedy is something you've done a lot of. That's hard to do. Were you a
Yeah.
natural to deliver the lines, or did you have to work hard for your comedy aspects?
You know what's so funny is when I started my career, I was like, I am a dramatic actor. Like, that's all I'll ever do. I just want to cry on camera.
Yeah.
And my family, my parents specifically, were always like, you are so funny. Like, you should be a comedic actress. And I didn't believe them. I was like, you guys love me, which is why you think I'm
They're
funny.
biased.
But then my first big job was a comedy, and I did immediately go into training for it. You know, there's a lot of technical stuff in comedy that I wasn't privy to yet, but I do think my dad's very funny. I think my dad was a stand-up comedian in another lifetime. And and I'm like this. I have a very big personality. And so it kind of was natural, but I did definitely hone it. I do respect the artistry of comedy a lot. And I think that
Mm.
people underestimate it and think that it's easy, and it's not. You have to be very grounded and work hard at it for it to come out well.
Well, it sounds like you're dedicated and work hard at every project you do.
Yeah.
And in the mannequin, how many mannequins were injured in the making of that movie?
Actually, only one, because when
Right.
we were doing the mannequin, it was an ultra low budget. We were in the middle of the strike. It was like
Oh,
such a weird time to be making films,
yeah.
and we shot it in 12 days. Like we had no time, no money. So there was only one mannequin that we could really go at, and the art department was like, "Don't break it. Like
Oh
this is our
no.
one and only." So only the one mannequin was injured in the making of the mannequin.
Well, the mannequin's kind of the centerpiece, but you're there and a few of your co-stars. Were
Mm.
you told because you were in such a rush with the lines and, your location, did it seem like more pressure on you as an actor, or was it easier because you just had to get it done?
I think I thought so little about that because this team, both the director John and the actors, we've done a movie together before,
Okay.
and all like really good friends. And so more than anything, it felt like coming home, and it felt a little bit. I always said it felt like we were at summer camp, like this was some sort of theater summer camp that we got to be a
Sure.
part of. And when you're working with people who you've worked with before, who you trust artistically, and who know you so that you don't feel like you have to come in and prove yourself. You actually get to just come in and tell the story you're telling. A
Yep.
lot of the pressure comes off. So in that sense, no. But of course, it's always in the back of your mind as an actor when you're like, oh, we have one take. And, and so you better tighten up and do it right. But I was very lucky to be surrounded by people who I felt very safe with.
Yeah, I thought you'd worked with a couple of the, cast before and stuff. So that's really, really good because it'd be like slipping in to an old t-shirt or something. You can just get straight into it.
Exactly. And Gabriela Rivera, who was playing my sister, is
Yeah.
my best friend. We were living
Ah.
together at the time. And so we would like drive to set together. It was just very serendipitous. Like there was not a lot of acting in the like friendship part of it. So it was good.
I was going to say best friends, sisters, that's the same thing, right?
Exactly.
I like Gabriella too. She was really cool. Yeah, she was really cool. So if you're watching this, hello, talk to you one time. The space was really cool. I mean, was it a location? I'm guessing it was a location, but has it been used before? The loft and everything. It just looked like a really cool setting.
It was super cool. I'm sure that loft is used for everything because it's in downtown LA. It's right off the highway. It's
I'm
super
sure I've
convenient.
seen it in another movie. I was pausing it and trying to work it out, but I
I
would
think
say it's
also
being
even
used.
more than movies, they've used it a lot for like actual like fashion and photo shoots and all that. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous. It's so beautiful and it like is so versatile. When we first saw it, it was just like that big wide open room. And I was
Yeah.
like, what are we gonna do in here? Like how do you
Yeah.
do a horror movie in one big black box? But it lends itself to such beautiful like art department stuff
Mm,
and
mm.
the all of the windows, I always said it felt like we were like in a bubble or in like an aquarium. And
Okay.
that's a different kind of fear where you're like, I'm in the middle of a city. I can see people like the highway and I can hear people and I'm still not going to be heard and I'm still isolated in the middle of everybody. And I think it's a very different kind of horror than we're used to seeing. Usually we see a cabin in the middle of the woods. And so
True.
this was cool.
Yeah. So you're saying you could see people out there, you're worried about them seeing you, you're vulnerable. Did that help with the character?
Totally. It helped
Yeah.
so much. Like my favorite part was the highway being right there. There was something so psychologically messy about being like, there's humans right there, and there's
Yeah.
nothing they don't know, and there's nothing they're gonna do for me. And that's pretty cool.
And with horror, was it hard? Like on paper, it might have looked very scary, but then it's a movie that you're probably, and I'm being honest, not to take too seriously, but
Mm.
it's done well. So you start taking it seriously during it, even though it's a mannequin that's possessed, and I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but was it hard being scared or of something that wasn't moving, or were you just having images in your head of something else as you acted?
Um, It wasn't hard. I think because I've been doing it for so long, you just
Yes.
kind of get so used to like the suspension of disbelief and this
Yeah.
notion of like you have like your imagination is part of your artistry and your imagination does feed into your emotional state. And so that was easy, but also like it was a very small crew, very small cast, and
Mm.
we're shooting in the middle of the night in the middle of downtown LA. So it is a little creepy. Like there was creepy elements and it did feel a little like I didn't like to go to the bathroom alone. I was always like, somebody come with me. So it like there is definitely an imagination element, but you can absolutely lean into the horror of it and just let your brain go wild with that, which is nice.
Did you anyone give her or him or them a name while you were there, their own name, or call it
No.
anything funny?
Just the mannequin. She
Just the name.
actually was very creepy. And so we didn't like interact with her a lot in between
Okay,
takes. Like she genuinely did have a very weird energy to her, and I'm pretty superstitious. So I was like,
okay.
I don't need to be a part of this.
Yeah, there was an interesting, unique look to the mannequin, and that's on the cover art and everything, and it works. It shouldn't, but it works. Whoever
Yeah.
designed it and put it in the parts of the room when the cinematography helps it a lot too in that area.
Cinematography was gorgeous. Like
Mm.
every time we walked into a set, I was like, this is the most beautifully lit, framed. Like it was so stunning. We got very lucky with our team.
Is there anything when you're on a project or on a set that you always have to have with you? Do you take with you like an item of clothing or something in your pocket? Anything ever or not?
Not really. I mean, besides like my phone,
Yeah, all
I
right,
always have
yeah,
my phone with me. I do like a big set bag. I like to bring like all of my makeup, all of like different
yeah,
undergarments, different like fashion tapes and all of that, just because you never really know how the team will come together and if you're gonna like the way you look and blah blah blah. But superstitiously, not really.
okay.
I didn't really have anything with me, no.
Oh, yeah. Some actors are superstitious and have something with them all the time, but no, if
Yeah.
you're that easy, you can just hit the set and start working.
Easy
That's cool
peasy.
too.
Yeah.
So you're Colombian heritage, and you've been in the US for such a long time. Female, have you had no problems throughout your career getting into projects and auditioning, or has there ever been any roadblocks because of your heritage or anything like that?
Totally. It actually is very interesting. When I first moved from Colombia to the States, I moved to Florida,
Yep,
Orlando, and
yep,
that's a huge Latin culture as well.
yep.
So it actually wasn't until I moved to LA that I started feeling any kind of discrimination. I'm also super white passing, and so I kind of blended. But once I booked one day at a time, and it was so like we were so loud about being Latinos and we were so proud about being Latinos. I did feel a crazy shift after. Like
All
before that, I
right.
was definitely auditioning for everything. Like my everybody wanted to see me for any kind of role because I'm ambiguous. And
Yep,
once people were like, "Oh, Isabella Gomez is Latina," it does
yep.
shrink the things that you can go out for. And people definitely put you in a box and think that you can only do a certain thing, not only heritage wise, by the way, but also like for a long time, people were like, oh, she's just funny. Like, she's just the funny girl. She can't do
Right.
other things. And John was actually one of the first people that was like, I think that you're more than funny. I think I'm going to let you get covered in blood and scream in front of a camera. And I'm so grateful for that. But it is definitely an industry that you get blocked in quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
International Women's Day is coming up very soon. Is there any females, women in your life that you have been inspired by? Obviously, your best friend, your bestie, was in the movie with you, but
Yeah.
anyone else as well?
Mostly all women that I'm inspired by usually. Gloria Calderon Kellett is kind of my industry mom. She's the person who booked me on One Day at a Time and
Yep.
has since had like we have a very like artistic connection. The way that she writes makes a lot of sense to my brain, and also I've been working with her for a decade, and so
Like a
we've just
mentor.
kind of yeah, she's really taken me under her wing, and she's also just so badass the way that she has come into her career. She started as an actor. She saw that there weren't a lot of roles for Latinas. And so she decided to teach herself writing and create the roles that she didn't see. And she's one of the most well-known Latinx creatives in Hollywood right now. So she's definitely my North Star when it comes to the industry. But then also, Justina Machado, Rita Moreno, Stephanie
Amazing.
Beatriz, Melissa Fumero, like all of these powerhouse women I've gotten to work with are who I emulate and then who I try to be like when I'm on set.
Yeah, well, you're well on your way. I think you got a lot of talent and you're a lovely person too. So that helps. And you are diverse when it comes to choosing roles. They're not always the same. Even if they are comedy, I've noticed what I have seen, your characters are not the same. So that's something that you must be looking at scripts. Do you look for that, or does it just you wait till something comes along?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, especially with the way the industry has been in the last 5 or so years,
So true.
if there's a job, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I like to be at work. But my team and I do definitely have, strategy and we want to make sure that everything that we're saying yes to is something that's exciting for me, something that pushes me to my edge of growth, that makes me a little nervous, that makes me feel like I am being tested. And also, yeah, that shows range and shows that I'm not just one thing.
Hmm. And you mentioned Rita a few times, obviously, amongst some other, wonderful names. But did you chew her ear off for information and talk about, the Hollywood
You don't
history?
have to chew her ear
Oh,
off.
she
She will
tells you.
speak all
Wow.
on her own.
Fantastic.
Rita has been the center of attention her entire career, and she likes it that way.
Oh, she'd be amazing
She
to talk to. I know that I'd ask questions about movies from, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, and more.
Again, you don't even have to ask questions. Like on ODAT, we would come down to work and she would be in the middle of the living room set, just like holding court. And it'd be like the entire cast and crew listening to her talk about Elvis and Marlon Brando and like
Oh,
all of these people that she's talking about so nonchalantly. Like this was just her life.
so
But to
cool.
us, we're like, it's Hollywood royalty. Like this is like it, but you don't have to ask her. She will tell you, and she will tell you often, and she will spill all of the secrets. I know tea that will never come out, but that's
Of
really
course.
exciting.
Of course. Well, she sounds like a great interview. Perfect for me. I ask one question and I just have to sit back and listen. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
you would love to interview her.
I hope so. Hope so one day. And she does a lot of singing and dancing in her career. Is that something that you would do as well? A musical or anything like
I
that?
wish. I always said, like, if I was gifted with singing and dancing, I would be in New York trying to do Broadway. I love musicals. I love singers. I love dancers. I can dance. I can like do that. The singing is a mess. Although I have been in a musical movie. It was a Christmas movie. And when I went into audition, I was like, you guys, like, I can't sing. You'd have to dub me. And they were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, there's only one song for this character. It's fine. And they gave me the role and then made me record the song. So it is on Spotify. If you look
Okay.
up Toys, 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 I am singing that song with Laura Morano, who's an incredible singer. But no, I don't. That's not usually my MO.
Well, that one slipped by me. I love Christmas movies. They're so cheesy, but they're always fun. And you're in it. You're talented and you sing. So I'll be checking that out. Probably
You should.
Christmas in July. I might wait till July.
Yeah, you should wait till give it a year. We'll be doing Christmas again in no time.
Yeah, yeah, it's very soon. It comes around so quick.
It
Uh,
really does.
Australia. Have you ever been down
I
under or visited
haven't.
Australia at all?
I love Australia. I mean, I'm sure you are sick of hearing everybody be like, I'm afraid of the
I'm
animals.
proud of it. I'm proud of it, so I love hearing about it.
But it's the best. I went to Sydney with my parents and I just thought it was the most like beautiful, picturesque place in the world. And I love beach culture and I
Yeah.
love that like the entire city just kind of feels like beach culture, but also most gorgeous people I've ever seen and like the most like beautiful outfits. Like people were so put together. I loved it. I love Sydney. If it wasn't so far away, I think I'd be there all the time.
Yeah, that's the common thing. We are that much further away than just about everyone else, and
Yeah,
it's a big effort to get down under a different time
it is
zone, hemisphere. We're in another hemisphere.
a whole different cast of characters when it comes to animals. You're like have to learn a lot about what you can and can't get near.
Yep, yep. I'm a surfer. Have you ever been surfing? Can you surf?
I went surfing one time.
Yeah.
I almost died, and I went, that's enough. Thank you.
Well, if you can't, manage to pick up surfing, because it really is just balance, you have to
Mm,
figure out the sharks as well. They pop up every now and then, so there's your way out.
I can't. I mean, I think I went with a surfer who threw me into a wave system that I think was entirely too big for me. Like it was like 5 foot waves and I've never
Oh, too
surfed.
big, too big.
Too big. I was like, you made a mistake. You taught me wrong. So in that sense, I would maybe try it again. But sharks, I love sharks. I love Shark Week. I think they're beautiful creatures. And also, I don't want to get bit by them.
No,
I don't think that that would be a fun time.
no, no, I wouldn't hurt one either unless it was hurting me. That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And what do you do outside of acting and performing and being, the working hard person that you are? Do you have other interests? Do you read or write? Maybe are you writing
I
your
listen
own
to a lot of
screenplay?
audiobooks. I'm a big reader. I love a podcast. I love true crime,
Yep,
anything that's like a documentary on anything.
yep. There's lots of
I'm a big
those.
Lots of those, lots of those. I love rock climbing. I love like being out in nature. I'm a big hiker. Anything that gets me out of like proper LA. I'm not much of a city person.
Sure.
So I love nature, whether that's a hike or a rock climb or just like sitting and looking at a view or a documentary on literally anything. If it's a documentary that has a narrator, I will watch you make a rock. Like it doesn't even matter. I'll watch it. So
Well, there's so many cameras around on your phone or elsewhere. You can pretty much make a documentary about anything, and it probably wouldn't take that long if you
amen.
dedicated yourself to it for a while.
Exactly. Actually, I'm like, should I make a documentary? I've never thought about that. That's
Maybe the
interesting.
next set that you're on, you can just start doing a little set doco around behind the
That's
scenes.
smart. I might do that. That would be fun.
What about cooking? Do you eat a lot of Colombian, beautiful cooking, or is it just anything? Have you got any specialties that you enjoy to eat, or you can't cook?
Terrible at cooking.
Ah.
I like the running joke in my friend group is that I survive off of chicken nuggets, which is kind of the vibe. But funny enough, I played a chef in a movie once,
Ah,
and yeah, so during that era of my life, I did a lot of cooking because I needed to practice my knife skills and all of that. And it's not my favorite. I think I was made to be the companion of the cook. I can sit, I can entertain, I'll chat with you. I can sous chef, like I can
yep.
like
Oh,
talk
okay.
to things and bring things, but I'm not the mastermind.
Oh, well, you can't be good at everything, Isabella, you know.
Exactly.
Now, a couple more before we wrap up. I've got to ask about Shrinking. It keeps winning awards. It has an
Yeah.
extraordinary cast. You're part of it now. Tell me
Yeah.
a little bit about your experience on that. Did you have to audition, or did someone else know you and want you for the part? And your cast members, in particular, Mr.
Yeah.
Ford.
Oh, I mean, shrinking, I was very, very lucky. I worked with Bill Lawrence on Head of the Class in
Another great
2020.
show.
Another great show. And we know we rebooted that and he put so much trust in me. I mean, I was 22 playing a high school teacher.
Yep.
And all of
Yeah,
my
I wasn't sure
students,
how old you were, but I was pretty sure, you'd be pushing it to be a high school teacher.
I was pushing it. I was pushing it. All of my kids were like taller than me. They all looked
Yeah.
older than me. And so Bill and I got very close during that process. Also, it was COVID, so it was like a very locked down set. So once he, was back on shrinking, this came to me. I didn't have to audition. It was very, very lovely and lucky.
Oh, fantastic.
And fantastic. And it's been a dream. I was really scared because, Harrison Ford, Jason, Krista Miller, like these are huge
Yeah,
names
so
who
good.
are incredibly talented people and like stars in their own right. And sometimes that means that you're not the nicest in this industry. And so I was a little worried about going to set until I got there. And they are just the most lovely, welcoming, like true artists. They all care so much about this show and the story that they're telling and making sure that
Yeah.
they're telling it correctly. And they're just the nicest. I mean, Luke, who I play opposite of, is truly one of the most charming, lovely men I've ever met. And it's a dream. They got renewed for a season 4, and I'm just like anxiously waiting by my phone, like, okay, ask me back.
Well, you haven't been written out. I've seen your story arc, so I think you're pretty safe with any luck.
Hopefully, from your mouth to God's ears.
Well, different from the mannequin, I'm assuming, is mannequin shot, you shot it so quickly and with a lower budget, where shrinking, I'm not saying it's an endless budget, but it's a bit different
But
on
kind
set.
of. Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And then,
insane.
yeah, right from the craft services all the way up, I'm sure.
All the way up. I mean, even just for episode 5, it came out last week. There's a scene where the young crew goes out partying,
Yeah.
and it was an eighth of a page. There was no dialogue. Like it's just the camera moving through a party, and we took 8 hours on it. It was like 200 extras and like crane shots and a DJ and a laser specialist and a safety specialist and like
Yeah.
the budget of it was insane, and so cool to be a part of. And of course, because if you have Harrison Ford, you better be doing things at the top of your game.
Yeah. He's as lovely in real life, or do you sort of let him to his own
So
devices?
lovely.
How do you approach him?
So lovely. I haven't gotten to work with him, but I actually met him. We were at an event, and I got to meet him briefly, and
Yeah.
he is so welcoming, so grounded, so like curious about people, like genuinely wanted
Yeah.
to chat with people and like be involved with them. And the crew loves him, which is
Yeah.
how you know if somebody is actually a good person or not. The crew of Shrinking adores Mr. Ford, and he treats them so lovely.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah, that's sort of an unspoken rule. As a journalist and movie analyst, I've been on a lot of movie sets, invited to talk to people and watch filming. And if the crew likes the cast, you know that they're nice people. That's true.
Yep, that's how you know. Always
Yeah,
ask the crew. They'll tell you the truth.
that's it. No, and that's the way it should be, I think, in many ways, because they're the ones, there's more of them on set mostly, and they're just in control in a way as well.
We can't do it without them. Like
Mm,
you literally, without a crew, we are just playing pretend in living rooms.
mm.
So be nice to your crews, everybody.
Well, I'm an awards ceremony junkie and, follow them right through, obviously, for work, but out of my own interest. And it is great when winners thank the crew or specific crew, areas. I like that.
Absolutely. It's the
Yeah.
cool, like it's just there's such a weird perception of Hollywood and the industry and like what being an actor means.
Yeah.
And a lot of people drink the Kool-Aid and kind of go along with it. But when you really realize that it is a joint effort and it takes a village, and if it wasn't for every single one of us, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So you have to uplift your crew, and also your crew is there before you and after you, and they're working so much harder than you.
Mm,
So be nice.
mm. Yeah, that's something we don't say much down under. The Kool-Aid thing, but I know it. I've heard it plenty of times.
Yeah. Drink the Kool-Aid. That does feel very American.
Yeah, oh, that's all good. It's all good. And what's next? What's coming up? Any exclusives? Anything you can tell me about you've wrapped up or you're filming?
No, I'm standing by for season 4 of Shrinking. We're still
Yep,
putting out season 3,
yep,
but
yep,
as you know, the industry has been a disaster, and
yep.
so we're slowly putting our feet back in and seeing what's next.
Yeah, okay. Do you get to the cinema much itself, to a theater? And the Oscars are coming up. Have you seen any of the Best Picture
I
nominees?
have lately. I after the pandemic, I stopped being a movie theater person,
Sure.
and
Okay.
recently I'm in a new relationship and they love the theater.
Yep.
So I've been going a lot, and right now, Sinners. I mean,
Yep.
Sinners for me is the it factor of this award season. I also think that Michael B. Jordan is perfect. Haley Steinfeld is perfect. That
Yeah.
entire
Oh yeah.
cast, like the sound of that movie, the way
Mm.
that the cinematography, the color correction, the writing, it's perfect. And horror seldom gets its flowers during award season. People don't really think of horror as like something to give awards to, and
Very
I'm
rarely.
very excited that they're getting their flowers.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. I agree. I won't start. Don't start me on Sinners and One Battle After Another and so forth because I love movies in general, but there's some good stuff around at the moment.
There, I know, and finally, I feel like there was a few years where like there was nothing good out,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
were just
Yeah.
like, "All right, I guess we'll go to the movies to see this." And this year feels like the first time in a long time where you're like, "Oh, cinema's back."
Yeah, totally. No, that is definitely true. And cinema's my second home, so I'm very grateful for that.
Absolutely, we have to be able to escape.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's my life.
Yeah.
Okay, so to wrap it up, just tell me in your own words, The Mannequin, why should people watch it? I mean, if they're watching it streaming or whatever, you can see the great thumbnail, the picture of the mannequin, but
Mhm.
why should people choose to watch it being, the lead in the film?
People should choose to watch The Mannequin because it's not what you'd expect. You go into the movie thinking that you know what it's going to be, and it combines a couple of genres, it combines a couple of stereotypes that we normally do in horror, and
Yeah.
kind of twists it into this whole new messed up world that you're like, how could you escape from this? So, if you're wanting to watch something that's a little bit out of the usual in horror, you should check out The Mannequin.
Yeah, it does, in my opinion, it does a lot with very little, and it's effective that way. And the actors such as yourself and your small cast all help in that way and, you know, pump it up, which is how it should be in a film.
Absolutely.
And that couch looks very comfortable. That's everyone's sitting
It
on all the
was.
time.
It was very comfortable.
It
I
looks
took a nap on
comfortable.
it. It was great. It was. It was a good set.
I was checking it out. I'm like, oh, I could watch a movie on that. That'd be good.
Absolutely.